Christina from Creations with Christina, and I'm really excited to be coming to you today as a guest designer for BlueMoonScrapbooking.com. Today we're going to be working on a project using the American Crafts Dear Lizzy fabric papers and Sizzix kit that's available on Blue Moon Scrapbooking's website. Let me just show you what this kit includes. It includes the Sizzix Bigs 1 1/4 inch circles die and 4 sheets of adhesive backed fabric paper. This one right here is called Sycamore Swing. Then there's this Fireberry and this really cute heart pattern, which is called Morning Melody, as well as this really nice brown coffee colored fabric paper. And you can also purchase separately from Blue Moon Scrapbooking additional sheets. This one is called Apricot Afternoon, and then we also have Magnolia Morning. So let's go ahead and get started on this project. Okay, let's get started with our project. First thing we're going to do is I cut out a piece of the Dear Lizzy fabric paper, and I cut this at 4 1/4 by 2 1/2, so it's going to go right here down at the bottom. But the first thing I'm going to do is use my Tim Holtz Distresser, and let me just get my card base out of the way here. And I just went ahead and ran this, and you kind of have to go back and forth, and you get a nice little frayed edge on this. So it works out really, really nice. So you're just going to do that, and then I also did that on my circles that I cut out from the Sizzix die. So let's go ahead and get started putting this card together. So with these, I just kind of ran back and forth and distressed the edges of those. So for the base of my card, what I'm going to do is just take the backing off the adhesive backed paper. I'm going to line that up right at the bottom of my card, and this paper is really super thick. It's real nice. So I'm just going to line that right onto the bottom half of my card, and then I'm going to lay out my dots here, or my circles, and I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so those will get adhered right to the top. So let me go ahead and adhere those down. And I'm going to turn my card and just use my grid here to make sure I have everything lined up the way I want it. So I'm just peeling the backing off of the adhesive paper. And I'm not pushing it all the way down because I do kind of want these edges to be a little frayed and distressed looking. Okay, so I went ahead and peeled off the backing to my circles and just adhered those down. And now what I'm going to do is just add my ribbon. So I'm just going to tie a real simple knot. Just like that, and then I'm just going to trim the tails on my knot here. And then what I'm going to do is just take my sentiment that I stamped on this tag and tie that right to my bow. Okay, I went ahead and added my sentiment, and with my sentiment it was just a stamp that I had in my collection, and then I used the Tim Holtz Scattered Straw ink to ink up the edges of that. So now what I'm going to do is I have these 3 little buttons, and I'm going to go ahead and use my glue dots and adhere those right onto these brown circles that I did here. So, oops, grab 2 of them there. So I'm just going to add those right to the brown circles, and that's going to give the top of this nice little added touch. Okay, so this is just a nice little card to use for any occasion. Okay, I have one more project that you can do using your Sizzix 1 1/4 inch Bigs die. And remember, it does cut out 10 of these all in the same size, which is a great way to make some very quick flowers. So what I did was I just punched out, using my Big Shot, some satin material, And what you do is, I've already went ahead and prepared the ones I'm going to use to show you, but just to show you what to do is you want to take, with satin and a lot of other materials, the end phrase, but with satin you can use a little lighter and just burn the edges, and you want to do at least one of these that's just very lightly on the edges because you don't want it to curl or anything like that. So I'm just lighting this one, and you would go all the way around. Another one that you want to do is one that's going to curl up a little bit more, just like this one. Okay, see, it came out a little bit smaller because I burnt it more. And basically all you do is kind of hold the flame underneath the material, and that's what starts it to wrinkle up more. So you would do that also all the way around. So let me just show you how to put this together. It's really quick and simple. I'm going to take the flattest one, which is the one that I just lightly went around, and using a thread and needle, I already tied a knot on the end of this, I'm just going to do a running stitch. It doesn't have to be perfect, just all the way around the circle. So I'm just going all the way around the outline of the circle. It doesn't matter if you start your stitch from the top or the bottom because you're not going to see this once you put the flower together. So just running all the way around here until I get to the end. And like I said, it does not have to be perfect. Okay, so once I have my stitches going all the way around, you can see that it goes all the way around the outline of the circle. I'm just going to take my finger, put it in the center, and pull my string, and that kind of creates this little puff, just like that. So it looks like that. And then what you do is just take your other three pieces, the one that you've burnt a little bit more, that curled up more, goes on the top, and there are three other pieces, and they don't have to be perfectly on top of each other. They could be a little off center, gives it a little character. So I'm just running my thread through the three pieces and pulling it nice and tight. And then what I do is I kind of peek underneath, and coming from the bottom I start grabbing that little puff I created, and I go all the way around doing this. Because what it's kind of doing is also gathering up the satin from underneath. So you're just going to run that through a couple of times. So see how it's kind of gathering now, because I'm not really going up and down in one spot. I'm going up in one spot and then down through the satin in another, and it kind of wrinkles it up a little bit. Okay, so once you have enough stitches in, and I think I need to add one more over on this side here. Just like that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is come up through the center, all the way up through that little puff that we created. And then I'm going to take a pearl and just run that through my needle, and that goes right on the top here. And then I'll go back down through the flower, and I just want to make sure my pearl is in the right spot before I give it a really good tug and tie it off. Okay, so I'm giving it a real good tug, and now I'm just going to tie it off by putting a little knot in the back of my flower. And cut off the end here, and there we go. Created a cute little satin flower, and it's a nice size because you can use this on a layout. You can use it in a card because it's not really bulky. So add a little leaf to the back, and that's it. So there we go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.